Stratigo Zero here with a video breakdown on the build of Hulk that I was using last night to complete the 36-minute Elite Raid. Lethal Conduit, Balance Screen, Bone Shaker Extension. With the stats that I'm looking for, they could be better. Next up, we have the range piece from the Elite. I'm looking for 3 slot for Valor, Resilience, Might. It has Granting Magnifier, Range Reverberation, and Faultless buff. The non-elite version of the Discordian Alloy, which gives me Might, Valor, Resilience, gives me Scream Armor, Reverberation Drive, and Granting Ground. And then finally we have the nice little piece. Gives me Valor, Might, Resilience, Shock Status Leak, Granting Aim, and Sonic Conduit. The thing with the Sonic Conduit buff is, as you can see by looking at Sonic Conduit, it says when a hero is in proximity to an enemy with an active Sonic status effect, the Sonic Conduit buff is sent once to all nearby heroes. The triggering hero counts as sending the buff. All other heroes affected are receiving. This is the only one that you can get with the Sender buff, which will work with Granting Aim, it will work with Granting Ground, and Granting Magnifier. The problem with Lethal Conduit is when you defeat them with the Vibranium status effect, it sends the Sonic Conduit buff to all heroes. The last sentence states, all heroes are considered receivers. This is why some people are, I'm not getting a Cinder buff or things like that. It's because you need the Sonic Conduit gear perk, not the Lethal Conduit. With the Lethal Conduit and the Sonic Conduit, I'm able to send and receive with those buffs. In the video, you probably see me have Sender and Receiver. My build revolves around the Sender. I don't have any receiving, but I mean, whatever. Fuck. Stratigo Zero here with a breakdown build video of the Hulk that I was using last night for the 36-minute completion time for the Elite Raid. First off, we have this piece, this one, and lastly this one. One of the things that I'm going over is the difference between Lethal Conduit and Sonic Conduit. Sonic Conduit allows you to be able to send the buff and get the Sender buff on the left hand side of the screen. If you're running Lethal Conduit only, you will never receive the Sender buff. You will only get the Receiver buff, which is good if you're running stuff that gives you stuff for receiving the buff. But as you can see, Granting Aim, Granting Ground, Granting Magnifier, they all work with sending the buff. So you need the Sonic Conduit perk to be able to trigger that. And if you use the melee power attacks deal Sonic, as well as like the balance screen perk, it allows you to be able to send them faster because you're, as a melee character, you're right up in their face proccing the either the light combo finisher or the melee power attacks, but as soon as you hit them with a full thing of Sonic, you're right next to them and you have to be in proximity of the enemy with the Sonic status effect, which triggers the sending Sonic Conduit buff. Moving on to my artifacts, we have the Triple Valor and the stats that I'm looking for, Reactive Cosmic Surge. I run the ring just because I'm able to get 3 to 4 orbs, and I'm full up on all of my heroics. It's very nice. But when in the video, as you saw, I switched between these two. It depends on where I'm at in the raid, is when I switch these up. I'll post another video of where to use certain ones and if ones are best for certain characters. But now we'll be moving on to the skills. The specialty I'm using for the support, my assault, my ultimate. The combo that I like to use, I like to call Bone Clap, just because of this and this. If you pair both of them together, it allows you 100% to at least drop one orb when you kill them with Thunderclap and while you use Bone Shaker. If you kill them with the Thunderclap, which normally you will, you have a 50% chance of spawning 2 orbs for each enemy that you kill. So let's say you kill 10 enemies, each one of them procs for the Thunderclap. You just now produce 20 orbs for the whole team, and you only need 4 of them with the ring. So the rest of the team is able to run around and collect orbs to be able to boost their heroics. Where if you're not running the ring, you're going to need about 10 to 12, depending on your charge rate for your heroic abilities. Now, lastly, is the mastery. As you can see, I'm running a different. I use Rubble just for OLT and being able to solo the cages. A lot of people are like I've seen several Hulks. Not a lot, but I've seen several that they're using the Hulk and they're not being able to solo a cage by themselves in the OLT. With this perk, you are able to. The next one, Meteor Damage, should probably change that one. It's not bad. Which actually, you know what? I'll change that up to Fastball just so I can throw them over the edge faster. And then I use Hand Cannon. I just recently changed this. I did not actually use this in the raid, so I'm feeling that with the granting aim and the rock and this, I should be hitting about 2 mil per hit with a crit. With the intrinsics, I'm using this, which I could probably change it up. Like I could pair that with that, which would allow me to get 30% increased defense, but I'm also using enhanced damage, maximum rage, and temper. And that's pretty much with the build. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.